So, have you ever felt just completely swamped by financial advice? Like you're maybe missing some secret handshake to managing money, or, that everyone else just gets it.
Oh, definitely.
It's that classic tension, isn't it? Like, would you rather be sexy or rich?
Hmm.
That idea, right from the start of the book we're diving into, it really hits on this common thing we do. We debate tiny details, like forever.
Yeah, like arguing about diet pills.
Exactly, while avoiding the main thing. It's so much like fitness advice. Eat less, exercise more. Simple.
But we get lost.
Lost in trans fats and Atkins versus whatever the latest fad is.
Well, and it's not just like a personal weakness. This is a real thing. Call it infoglut or decision paralysis. Barry Schwartz wrote about it, the paradox of choice. Having too much information, too many options, can actually lead to doing,
Yeah,
well, nothing.
because you just freeze up.
Precisely. And the truth is, you really don't need to be some financial genius to get rich. The actual challenge, cutting through the noise, just getting started. And Ramit calls this the 85% solution. Getting 85% right now is way, way better than waiting for perfect, which usually means doing 0%.
That's actually quite freeing, isn't it? Just start.
It unlocks everything, that mindset shift.
Exactly. So today we're doing a deep dive into Ramit Sethi's I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And look, this isn't your typical, maybe kind of dry finance talk.
No BS is right.
It's practical, action-oriented. So our mission for you listening is to pull out the key nuggets, give you a shortcut to feeling informed and, actually doing something without getting totally overwhelmed. So let's unpack it.
Let's do it.
Okay. Diving right in, the book kicks off with a pretty bold idea, ditching the traditional budget. Why do most people hate budgeting so much? And what about those stats, where everyone says they have one?
Well, honestly, tracking every single penny, it's exhausting, and it can feel overwhelming pretty fast.
Yeah, I can see that.
Plus, it gives people this kind of fake feeling of progress, like you're doing something financially sound just by tracking, but you're not actually changing much.
Ah, busy work.
Sort of, yeah. And the book mentions this 2007 survey where like 75% of Americans claim they had a budget. But the author is pretty skeptical, thinks it's more wishful thinking than reality for most.
Okay, so if traditional budgeting is maybe not the answer for most people, what's the alternative? How do we stay in control without counting every coffee?
That's where the conscious spending plan comes in. The whole point is pretty straightforward. Automate your saving and investing first. Get that handled.
Okay.
And then the money that's left over, you spend it completely guilt-free on the things you actually love.
Guilt-free spending. I like the sound of that.
And, just as important, you mercilessly cut costs on the things you don't care about. This isn't about being cheap. It's about being frugal strategically.
What's the difference there?
Well, like the book's example. Maybe you cut out those $2.50 sodas when you eat out. That saves you maybe, $15 a week? You take that $15 and put it towards a movie ticket. That's not cheapness. That's using frugality to spend consciously on what you value.
Right, like those millionaires in The Millionaire Next Door. Frugal day to day.
Exactly. They're often frugal on everyday stuff. It works.
Okay, it's a great reframe. But conscious spending, it still sounds a little fuzzy maybe. How do we actually do it? What are the nuts and bolts?
It breaks down your take-home pay into 4 main buckets. First, fixed costs. That's your rent, mortgage, utilities, phone, loans.
Yeah.
The must-pays.
Okay.
Guideline is roughly 50–60% of your take-home pay. Then you've got investments, savings goals like for a down payment or a vacation. And finally, guilt-free spending.
The fun money bucket.
The fun money. And the beauty is, once you set this up, it's like a living system. It tells you when something's off without you having to track every dime every day.
So you set the structure once.
Right. Set it and mostly forget it.
Okay, got the spending plan structure. What's next? You mentioned saving while sleeping earlier.
Yeah.
How does that work? Making money work for us automatically.
Yeah, this leads straight into the ladder of personal finance. Think of it as a step-by-step, automatic way to invest.
A ladder. Okay, step 1.
Rung 1, the absolute best deal in finance, probably. Your 401k match. If your employer offers one,
take it.
You absolutely have to take it. It's literally free money. A 100% guaranteed return, instantly. You can't beat that anywhere. That's where your investment money goes first, automatically.
Free money. Yeah, that's definitely the ultimate financial cheat code. Okay, grab the match. What's rung 2 on the ladder?
Next up, crush your debt. And specifically, we're talking high-interest debt, like credit cards.
Right, the expensive kind.
The really expensive kind. Now, the book pushes back against that popular quick win idea. paying off the smallest balance first.
The snowball method. Feels good, right?
It feels good. Psychologically, yes, but mathematically. You should always tackle the debt with the highest interest rate first. Always. It saves you the most money in the long run.
Okay, mathematically superior. But that snowball method is popular for a reason. Does the book dismiss the psychological boost entirely?
It acknowledges it, definitely. But it strongly advocates for the highest interest-first method purely based on the numbers. It also mentions balance transfers, but calls them mostly a Band-Aid.
Right. Doesn't fix the underlying issue.
Exactly. You got to fix the spending habits, too. So once that high-interest debt is gone, or at least under control,
Yeah.
you climb to rung 3. Fund your Roth IRA.
Okay, Roth IRA. Why is that next?
Huge tax advantages. It's a critical step after dealing with expensive debt. And the key for all these steps, link your accounts. Set up automatic transfer.
Automation again?
Always automation. You don't even need to worry about picking the perfect investment right away. Just get the accounts open and the money flowing automatically.
That makes it sound much less intimidating. I imagine some listeners might be thinking, okay, but which Roth IRA? How do I even link accounts? Does the book get really practical there?
Oh, absolutely. The whole book is built around action. It often gives like step-by-step guides for setting up these automatic systems.
Yeah.
It really tries to demystify the whole process, even if you're starting from zero.
That's good, really good. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Optimizing your credit cards and beating the banks. Credit cards. They're not just about debt, are they?
Not at all. People forget the perks, warranty extensions, consumer protection.
Yeah.
They can be really valuable.
Right. And the book has these 6 commandments of credit cards. Paying on time is obviously huge. That Craig Watts quote.
Yeah, the FICO guy, saying if you miss a payment, you might as well get a shovel and repeatedly beat yourself in the face. Pretty blunt.
Definitely memorable. What else is key?
Keeping cards active for a long time, lenders like seeing that history.
Yeah.
And here's a smart one. Ask to increase your available credit
Increase credit, why?
because it lowers your credit utilization rate, the amount you owe, versus your total available credit.
Yeah.
And that ratio, it's a whopping 30% of your credit score.
30%, okay. That's significant. Now, what about banks? You mentioned beating them.
Well, it's often about choosing the right bank. Traditional banks versus online banks. High-interest online savings accounts. They often blow traditional banks out of the water.
Higher interest rates.
Significantly higher. Think like 2.5% to maybe even 5% versus, well, maybe 0.5% at a big brick-and-mortar bank.
Right.
And usually fewer fees online, too.
Wow, big difference.
Huge. Also, having separate checking and savings accounts, it sounds simple, but that separation forces you to think about long-term goals. Makes it harder to dip into savings for impulse buys.
Good point. And negotiating fees. Can you really do that?
You absolutely can. Overdraft fees, ATM fees. Banks spend a lot to get a customer somewhere between $100 to $3,500, the book estimates. They want to keep you.
So they have an incentive to waive fees sometime.
Exactly. The book tells this story about Elizabeth getting over $400 in overdraft fees waived, and another friend saving $250 in ATM fees just by calling and asking politely but firmly.
Just making a phone call,
Yeah.
$250, that's amazing. Have you heard of that working elsewhere, like beyond just bank fees? Seems like people should just be calling companies more often.
It really does apply more broadly. Think cable bills, sometimes even medical bills, subscription services. Companies often have retention policies. A polite call, explaining your situation, or mentioning competitors. It can definitely work. People just don't realize the leverage they sometimes have.
It's all about being proactive, isn't it? Okay, let's circle back to conscious spending, but maybe more strategically. The book talks about big wins using that 80-20 idea.
Right, the Pareto principle. 80% of your overspending often comes from just 20% of your categories.
So find the leaks.
Find the big leaks. For a lot of people, it's things like eating out too much, or maybe buying books. For some people, anyway. Instead of trying to shave 5% off everything, you focus your energy on those few big problem areas.
Makes sense. More impact, less effort.
Exactly. And for managing those variable spending categories, the ones that change month to month, the envelope system is a good tool.
Like actual cash in envelopes.
Could be. Or you could do it figuratively, using budgeting apps like Mint, or even just a simple spreadsheet, whatever works for you, to track those specific categories.
Gotcha. So that naturally leads to the other side of the equation. Earning more. The book says that's often more fun than cutting.
It often is. And the fastest legal way to make more money, negotiating your salary.
Ah, the negotiation. Always feels a bit intimidating. What are the key tactics?
Okay, first, and this is crucial, remember, nobody really cares about you personally in the negotiation. They care about how you make the company look good, how you contribute to their success. Frame everything that way.
Focus on value provided.
Precisely. Second, the single most powerful tactic. Have another job offer. It's like the hot girl at the bar analogy in the book. Suddenly, everyone wants you. Creates leverage.
Okay, leverage is key. What
You
else?
never make the first offer if you could avoid it. Let them put a number out first. Also, always talk about total compensation, salary, bonus, benefits, vacation, everything, not just the base salary number,
The whole package.
the whole package. And finally, practice. Negotiate with friends. It feels super awkward, I know, but it really helps you get comfortable with the conversation.
Like Rachel in the book.
Exactly. Rachel got a 28% raise just by doing her homework, knowing her value, and practicing the negotiation. Preparation is huge.
Preparation sounds like half the battle, definitely. Okay, this brings us to how money weaves into, well, life. Relationships, big purchases. Let's start with relationships. Money can be tricky.
Understatement. Yeah, the book talks about having the DTR define the relationship conversation. But about money. How will you handle finances together?
And if incomes are different.
One interesting idea from Suze Orman, actually, is splitting shared expenses proportionally to income. Seems fair, right? If one person earns 70% of the household income, they pay 70% of the shared bills.
That makes sense. What about if one partner is, let's say, less responsible with spending?
Ah, yeah. The key there is to focus the conversation on the plan, not the person. Don't say, you spend too much. Say, hey, according to our plan, are we on track for our savings goal this month?
Focus on the shared goal. Takes the personal attack out of it.
Exactly. It's much harder to argue with a plan you both agreed on.
Smart. Okay, relationships. Huge. What about another massive financial moment? Weddings.
Oh boy, weddings. A classic example where financial sense often just poof, disappears. The average cost, almost $28,000 in the U.S.
Wow. That's more than half the median income.
Right, and the book points out the hypocrisy. We judge others' expensive weddings, but then we want our day to be perfect. Cost be damned.
Guilty as charged, probably, for many.
Huh, maybe. But interestingly, cutting the guest list, it doesn't always save as much as you'd think. Tackling the big fixed costs is where the real savings are.
Like what?
Like the book's examples. Maybe flying in a photographer from the Philippines to save $4,000. Or getting invitations printed in India for way less. It's about finding those big strategic wins.
Finding the 80-20 again. Okay, weddings. What about cars? Is the advice just as practical?
Very practical. Always, always calculate the total cost of ownership, TCO. Don't just look at the sticker price. Factor in gas, insurance, maintenance.
The ongoing costs.
The ongoing costs. And the really strong advice. Don't lease. Seriously. Leasing almost always benefits the dealer more than you. The goal should be buying a reliable car you can keep for 10 years or more. Long-term value.
Buy for long haul. Got it. And the biggest purchase for many, houses. It feels like the natural next step, but the book warns it's a massive commitment. What myths does it tackle?
Oh yeah, big myths, like house prices always go up. They
Yeah.
don't. Or that the mortgage interest deduction is some magic bullet to wealth. It's usually not that impactful for most.
So what are the key criteria for buying?
Number one, can you comfortably afford at least a 10% down payment? Better yet, 20% to avoid PMI. Number two, do you truly understand the total monthly cost, not just mortgage principal and interest, but taxes, insurance, maintenance? That stuff adds up.
PITI plus maintenance?
Exactly. And number three, plan to stay put for at least 10 years. Buying and selling is expensive, and your credit score. Hugely important. It directly impacts your mortgage interest rate. The book shows examples. Even a seemingly small difference in your FICO score can mean paying tens of thousands of extra dollars over the life of the loan. Tens of thousands.
Okay, so connecting this all back. For any big future purchase, wedding, car, house, the strategy seems consistent.
Pretty much. First, admit you're probably underestimating the cost. Force yourself to get realistic numbers.
Okay. Brutal honesty.
Brutal honesty, yes.
Yeah.
Second, set up automatic savings plans, specifically for those goals. Automate it. And third, and this is key, use your priorities to make trade-offs.
Can't have it all.
You just can't. So know your costs, know what's most important to you, and then make conscious choices. Filet mignon or an open bar, big backyard or better school district. Conscious trade-offs.
Makes sense. It all comes back to being conscious.
Ultimately, yeah. And the real power of all this automation, this system, it frees you up. Frees you from the daily worry, the nickel and diming.
Mental load.
Exactly. Your money just flows where it needs to.
Right.
And focus on, the fun parts of life. And it busts that myth of financial expertise. You, the listener, you're now equipped to manage your own money. often better than paid advisors pushing complex products.
By focusing on the simple, effective stuff.
Simple stuff like index funds, asset allocation. The hard work is really setting up the system. After that, you just feed it.
So, wrapping this up, being rich, based on this book, isn't just about the dollars and cents.
Not at all.
It's about conscious control, right? Strategic action, having a system that basically runs itself.
The heavy lifting is up front. Build the infrastructure, automate
Yeah.
the flow. Then it just works. Continuous growth.
Right. And maybe here's a final thought to leave everyone with, building on all this. Now that you have this powerful financial system, or the blueprint for one, how can you use it?
Beyond just your own life.
Yeah. Not just to enrich yourself, but maybe to impact others positively too, helping friends, family, maybe giving back in some way.
Yeah.
That feels like true richness, maybe beyond just the account balance.
A rich life in every sense.